So one of the things I want to talk to you all about today is I got some really good feedback from somebody that ended up graduating from the program, got his license, and so he's all set to go. One of his feedback items that he gave to us is that we should have some like uh, state groups in the Slack channel. So we actually just put one on there today. So if you're in California, since that's where we're located out of too, so we started with California. If you're in California, there's now a Slack channel just for California interns. So we eventually will build it out. And so we'll probably go by the states that our current applicants are in to go, one by one to add that channel. And so I think that might be helpful for people who want something, want things specifically for people who are going through the same application process for that state that you're in. So yeah, I would definitely look for that in the next week or so for your state channel to be on there. But anything general, I would still post on the general channel. But if there's anything related just specifically to your state, then you can also post in there. I don't think so. If we only have one person in one state, we'll probably hold off on putting your state in there for now, just because it wouldn't make sense for just you by your lonesome to be in your state group. So, but if we have more than one person, then we'll add that thread on there, so that way we can make it a little bit easier for you. And kind of like what I talked about in our last meeting, we will also have it's called Verbella, where you can log in, and it's specifically going to be for Quilt Group interns. And so you all can go in there and study, chat to each other, whatever you want to do. It's cool because I think that you still even have your own private spaces. That way, if you want to have a conversation without everybody listening to it, you can go on the little blue dotted lines inside of that. But whenever I launch that, I'll do like a little video on it to kind of give you an idea of like where you should go. It's kind of like EXP World for any of you who have gotten the pass to go into there. It's like EXP World. So if you already know how to use that, then you will be just fine with Verbella, because that's what EXP World is based upon that platform. But what the specific suite does is just allow for people who I give access to go into it, instead of just any agent that is within EXP or anybody that's visiting with EXP. They can't just go into that room. So that's something specifically that we pay for. And we wanted to be able to provide that to you guys to be able to go into there. And, since this is a remote based training, we wanted to give you guys a platform to where you could actually go in and, talk to other interns instead of, you could definitely get together in person if you're close enough. So I'm definitely not, discouraging you from that. That's a good thing. Like if you want to meet up in person, then definitely do that as well. But, we want to implement Verbella. I was hoping to have it up before our next meeting, which is this one, but I forgot that our last meeting was actually at the end of the month instead of the beginning. So hopefully I'll have it up and running by our next meeting, so that way you guys can take advantage of that. I think that's really all I had for today, other than like answering all of your questions. And Victor, you have your hand up. What's up?
Yeah, in line with that frame of mind, where we could all get together as interns to talk about what's going on in our different states. What about is there anything out there where we can get together with previous interns that have already graduated that are practicing in the current state that we're getting ready to move to?
Yeah, that's definitely an option. With Skillbridge being fairly new, we're not even a year, so we're still a baby at this point. We do have people that have graduated, But as far as people like practicing and already have their license, those are going to be very few to begin with. So as the program progresses, we'll have a lot more people that, can help with answering questions for people that are already out there. But for now, there are very few that, or I shouldn't say very few, but there are probably less than 10 that have graduated the program so far, just because it does take a while to get through it. And then, people are getting their license and all of that, if they haven't already. But yeah, that's definitely an option. I'm just thinking of how we would implement that.
I don't know, maybe they can remain, do they still have access to?
Oh, you froze.
Hmm.
Did
To
everything?
will they still, did I freeze again? Oh, yeah.
Oh, you froze. Can you repeat that?
Do they still have access to Slack when they graduate?
Yeah, they do. But
Yeah,
it's up to them if they want to stay on and participate. Yeah. I know we had one intern that he ended up staying on the Slack channel. But I haven't seen him participate in the past few calls. But and that was, why am I blanking on his name?
It was Anton Moku. I think it was
Yeah.
the prior SEAL.
Yeah.
because we could very well, I was thinking like the people that are moving, like anyone that's moving to the area and the area has a prior Skillbridge licensee, we can potentially be the new people. We can potentially be one of their newer clients to get them going into if they're not already confident, to get them going into that business and,
right.
Get them started. Help.
Sure. Yeah. And we give people that option if they want to stay on and help, help the people that are currently going through it. So yeah, that's definitely something that, is an option. But as far as everything else, how is everybody else doing with the program? Who is I feel like we don't have any newbies on here. I feel like you all have at least been in the program for a week at the minimum. Do we have anybody that this is their first week? Okay. Well, really, let's yeah, that's all I had for you guys today, but definitely open for any other questions that you guys have. Francisco.
No questions. Just I shared on the chat for the processing timeline for California real estate sales takers. So for those who don't know what they're currently doing with time wise for COVID and exam, that's what they got. I sent it on the chat. I posted on the link there. And yeah, so currently that actually do have a question. So there's a sale exam application and there's an original sales license application. Which one do we fall into in that link?
It's the sale. It's the sale. Are you looking at?
Yeah. Because there's a sales exam and there's an original sales license application.
An original. What does that even mean?
I'll look it up. Stuff changes all the time.
Right.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, since we've been realtors, it's been the Department of Real Estate, then the Bureau of Real Estate, now back to the Department of Real Estate.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
They like to change things along the way. So
like you have to put BRE and then you have to put GRE and then just put license because nobody knows what it is anymore.
Next thing you know, they're gonna put it in DMV.
Right.
It's all gonna be,
Yeah.
but
Right.
okay, sounds
Yeah,
good. So
so the difference is this. So sales license application is after you pass the test. Sales exam application is just to take the test. Sales combo application is to apply to take the test and get your license once your test is complete.
so that's the application that I sent.
The
And
combo.
Yeah,
Was
you
it-
probably
yeah, was
sent it right with the non-designated broker, so non-working, right? Because the brokers won't sign it till you pass the test.
Right.
So you send it in that way, they'll issue your license in an inactive status, and then all we do is get you set up with the broker to transfer the license to EXP.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay, which sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, so once you pass, let us know.
Need that to just get it. I'm still waiting for my exam number. So they said that they're supposed to be, I should be receiving it in the mail, and I can log into their e-licensing application and then pick a date. So I'm just
Yeah.
waiting for that exam number.
So the tough part is getting dates right now. If you go look at the California channel that I just created,
Mhm.
added a tool on there that we got from one of our colleagues. You
Got
can
it.
pay $10 a month for that tool until you've got your test scheduled, so you don't have to pay it forever, right? But
Mhm.
basically, it looks on the California website for test dates in the areas that you select every minute. And when it finds the test date, it'll let you know.
Okay, sounds
So
good.
that way you don't have to go back constantly and look, because I mean, they get released at different times when people cancel and all that stuff. So the colleague is themselves and others had success getting their test dates scheduled using that system.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Tanika. Good question.
Hi,
Hi.
I do. Hi. So, quick question for myself. So I'm stationed in San Diego. However, I am relocating back to Texas. So that's where I'm working at on my license right now. I heard part of it, but my connection was kind of bad. I heard that you're looking to set up different channels for states eventually.
Yes.
Because I saw that there are a couple people that I've seen already that are a part of Texas. So how soon are you going to be looking to establish that? Because my connection was really bad when you were going over that part.
Oh, in the next week.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that. Thank you.
And for those channels, once they get established for everyone, just add yourself to the state that's applicable for you, as opposed to us trying to go through and map everyone over. So
Yeah.
once we get them out there, just look for the hashtag and then the state spelled out and add yourself to that channel.
I have one more question.
Okay.
So David had posted, but I'm trying to understand it again, so I'm still learning. When you sign up with EXP Realty, what is the split? How does that work? Or is your commission, like how much goes to EXP? Then how much do you get? Like I understood it, but I didn't understand it. So if you can explain it to me a little bit better.
Of course.
Sure. So initially for your first 3 deals, you'll have a mentor as well. And so your overall split will be 60 to you, 40 to EXP. The normal split to EXP is 20%, but during your time with a mentor, there's an additional 20%, 10 of which goes to the mentor, 10 goes to EXP to cover the mentorship program. And that's to help get you through the first 3 deals with an agent that's local in your area to help guide you through the local items, how to write contracts, those types of things. Once you get through that, you'll go to an 80-20 split that resets every year. Once you earn $80,000 in commission within your anniversary year, you'll be what's called capped out status. So you'll cap. And then at that point, you'll have about $315 per deal fees to EXP until the end of your agent anniversary. And then you go back to the 80-20.
So the cap is 80,000 for the year.
The cap is 16,000 EXP, which equates to $80,000 of commission. So 80,000 of commission would equal 64,000 of commission, and 16 to EXP After that, the fees are about $3.15 per transaction.
Okay, that's why I was getting confused. I thought the cap was 80,000 to EXP for each year. That's what I was trying to understand.
That would be a bad cap. That's so to give
Okay.
you an idea, the brokerage that we were at before EXP had no cap. And had we stayed there, we would have paid more than that to them last year, which is why we left.
Okay, okay. So that's why I wanted to actually hear, because when I was reading it, the way that I was reading it was like 80,000 was the cap each year. I was like, well, that's not making money. If 80,000 was
Right.
EXP, that's how I was looking at it. So I was kind of confusing. So, but you're saying the cap is at 16,000 for the year?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure I was understanding that. Awesome. Cool beans. Thank you.
You're welcome. I actually thought of a question that I have for you guys. So I want to be able to make the onboarding process a little bit easier and a little bit more self-explanatory. I want to do like a series of videos, because you know how I already have that welcome video explaining Asana and Slack. Well, I want to do a couple other videos in conjunction with it. So go back and think about like the type of questions that you had whenever you were first coming on to Quilt Group, and let me know of the different type of videos I could do for both the training and just onboarding and answering questions, because I know there are some questions that everybody has, like, hey, I want to practice in California, but I'm in Washington, blah, blah, blah. Like, how do I make that happen? Like those type of questions I know, but any other type of questions that I could do videos on would be super helpful, because I know I'm not always available for phone calls and all of that. So I want to give people more of a personalized experience. And I feel like videos are a lot better than an email or a text even sometimes. So what suggestions do you guys have for me as far as both questions when you're first starting the program and you know, videos I can do on the training and all of that?
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I actually think the opposite, Tasha. Like for me, and I know we're moving towards a direction where we want to automate everything. But to me, the emails and the texts have been more personal than the videos. Although I did learn a lot from the videos, I think moving more toward just the more automated things get, the less personal they get.
Right.
And so in a program like this, where we need the help of people in the industry that are actually in the industry, because I don't know about anybody else, you know, I was like scared. I didn't know anyone. To have someone there you can talk to like we are now, and have that, you know, actual human interaction telling you it's going to be okay, this is what you need to do next, is more valuable than what I've learned through watching the videos, although they've been helpful as well. So I think there's probably a balance that needs to be struck between the two, and going fully automated can separate you from, you know, the constituents, you know, that are involved in the program. I don't know if that, you know, would be as beneficial as time-wise. It could probably save a lot of time, but I don't know. And especially in this field, social interaction in this industry, I believe is key. So you might want to, you know, to reinforce that versus the opposite.
Right. Yeah, no, I wasn't really looking for automating per se. I was looking more for like being more helpful, because I can't always, you know, jump on a phone call. So at least you'd be able to see me and I would be able to explain things. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying though too. I actually was thinking about doing weekly onboarding calls for those who are just starting, because I feel like there's a lot of questions that people have whenever they first start. And if I get a group of people on, that would be easier than answering each of their questions individually with individual phone calls. So I was thinking of doing, weekly onboarding calls so that way I can help answer questions. And of course, for people who aren't just joining, you guys would be more than welcome to attend as well. So, but yeah. Tanika, did you have another question or you just left your hand up?
Oh, no, I have no question. My bad. Hold
It's
on.
okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. Anything else? Francisco?
All right, not necessarily a question, but if anyone of you guys are looking for a headshot or a photography, I do this also, or any sort of filming or any advertisement. Same goes for you, David and Tasha. I know you guys have obviously this pulled up together and your website looks amazing, but film cinematography and also shooting photos, like for anyone who needs a headshot when you get your license and set up your page. I'm here in California, Ventura County, and you can set some stuff up and let me know.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's a good one. Where do we go get our, like, your guys' I guess professional profile looks really well, and pretty much all the agents look like they have their pictures taken by a professional person.
Yes,
Is that
you
true?
definitely do that.
Where do we go for that?
Where do you go? You find a local photographer, kind of like Francisco. But if you're not in California, if you're not in California and you need a headshot, find a professional photographer that does the headshots and stuff for real estate.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where you would find those specifically, but it's just kind of like networking and
Instagram helps a lot.
Instagram.
Instagram, yeah, because you can usually find photographers in your area.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good suggestion.
Yeah, send my link on Instagram down in the chat if you guys want to see my portfolio also.
Oh,
Cool.
I like it. I like the hustle.
I know, right? That'll be good for you, Francisco, whenever you become licensed too.
Oh, I have plenty of ideas. I'm ready. I'm taking over Ventura County.
Awesome.
Nice. Take it
I'm
over.
ready. I'm
Francisco, are you going to be doing like home pictures too, or just you're sticking to the?
I have I plan on doing some drone footages and like running like 360 views inside homes and stuff and advertising that in like Instagram page and and just create cinematography and videos for the properties, and it'll be great. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
That's awesome. Anybody else have questions?
I have a question. Since we get about 45 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
time enough.
Before
We have less than 7 minutes.
less than 7. Oh crap. Okay. Local associations.
Yeah.
It behooves us to pay dues for those when the time comes.
Yeah, when the time comes when you get your license, definitely sign up with an association.
And it looks like each county has its own association.
It does.
So
Yeah.
each association has its own MLS.
It depends. So some cities you'll actually find multiple associations within a single city.
Yeah.
It just really depends on where you're at. LA is pretty packed with associations.
Wow.
You do have to join a local association, which then joins you to the state, which then joins you to the national association to be affiliated with EXP, because all EXP agents are realtors.
Great.
That's not necessarily the case with every brokerage, but being a realtor holds you to a higher ethical standard.
Mm-hmm.
That's why EXP does it that way, right? There's just different requirements of realtors than there is as a real estate agent. But yeah, you'll need access to the local association, which will then give you access to the MLS. There are some MLSs that cover 50 plus associations, right? The associations use that one MLS, and the MLSs are really just an aggregation of data, right? So there has been pushes over the past decade, so far unsuccessful, to create a national MLS, but we haven't gotten there yet. So I think we need to, obviously. I mean, that's essentially what Zillow did, and Zillow is now a brokerage.
Yeah.
So the associations would be taking care of their members appropriately if they actually did that and bonded together and created a national MLS, but it hasn't been done yet.
Okay, great information. Thank you.
I have a question for Tasha and David.
Sure.
So I remember you said earlier that you are with a different brokerage and then you switched over to now with eXp Realty. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Right.
So, what made you switch? Like, what drew you to eXp Realty?
So
You want me to talk to it?
yeah, you can talk
Okay.
to it real quick. We also have a past Zoom call on this where we answer this more in depth because I
Yeah.
know we only have about 4 or so minutes.
So yeah, I'll talk real quick on it though. So the first brokerage that we were at was with Keller Williams. Everyone has a different experience, but for Tasha at least, because she started there, I didn't have my license yet. The mentor that she was assigned was also new in real estate, so that didn't really work out really well. And the training was super repetitive and all at the basic level. They never seemed to advance past that for the trainings that she went to, and the broker was never available. We then went to a small shop where it was 2 brokers and 40 some odd people. The brokers were super available. We had a cap at 20% each year, which was fine because that's, about what we're at with KW. We're at a 25K cap with them. We had, I think, 22 cap with the new brokerage. But when they got absorbed by a larger brokerage, when they did a merger to try to pull on tech tools and other things that are like what eXp has, our cap went away. And so had we stayed at that brokerage last year, we would have paid them over $100,000 in brokerage fees. And so we weren't there yet, obviously, when we moved, but we saw the trajectory of where our business was going and the belief that we had in our company. And there was no way that we were going to stay at a company where we were paying 21% with no cap, which meant if we ever got to $500,000 or $1 million or whatever the case may be of commission income, that it was unlimited, right? On $500,000, you're going to pay over 100,000. On $1 million, you'd pay 210,000. We just weren't getting that value from the brokerage. eXp, we not only get the value, we're capped at 16,000 at eXp. In addition, last year and this year here in the next couple months, Tasha did hit and will hit Icon. Icon is where you cap and then you do another 20 full deals. And when you do that, you get your entire $16,000 of cap that you paid to eXp back in eXp stock. And so that stock has been big for us as well. Obviously, past performance is no guarantee of future performance, but between the Icon stock and the stock purchase program that we've done, where you put in 5% of your commission to buy the stock at 10% off, we've put about 53 grand into the stock so far, and our current stock holdings worth around 225. And that's 2 years with the company.
And the stock is at a dip.
And it's at a bad dip right now. That's right. So, I mean, it's gone up a little bit this last week, which has helped, but it's at half its value that it was 3 months ago, but it's still about 10 times the value that it was a year and a half ago. So those are the main reasons. I mean, we have more training than we could ever possibly do on a weekly basis in eXp world. We have access to national best of the best top producers. We're all financially aligned. We can reach out to any of them to ask them a question or help solve a problem. It's collaboration like I've never seen before. So that's the main reason why we came and why we stay.
Cool. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, we have a minute, 10 seconds.
Speed round.
Yes, speed round.
Hey,
Well,
thank you guys again.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. I was just gonna say, save the Zoom link. This is the right Zoom link. So if you save this is gonna be the same one each month.
Thank you, Tasha and David.
Yeah, thank you all
Cool
for
beans.
being
Thank
here.
you.
Have a good day,
And
everyone.
congratulations, Tasha, too.
Oh, congrats.
For your.
For your icon.
It's your.
Oh, okay, yeah. Thank
She's
you.
very humble. So we appreciate all you guys
Yeah.
and
Thank
look
you.
forward to our next call.
Perfect.
All right, have a blessed one.
Bye.
You too.
everyone.
Bye-bye.